We're going to be palpating the muscle Gluteus Maximus. So Gluteus Maximus is this muscle in this area here. Before I go into palpation, I'm just going to make sure that my body here is okay with palpation in the area. Are you okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to be starting with the origins of Gluteus Maximus. And the first thing I'm going to be looking for is the Iliac Crest. So right in here is the top of the iliac crest, and I'm working my way down along this posterior iliac crest. Here is the PSIS. So Gluteus Maximus is originating on that posterior iliac crest, and then it starts to run down along the lateral border of the sacrum. So below the PSIS, running inferior, slightly medial. And then when we get towards the inferior corner of the sacrum, I'm going to change over onto the median sacral crest. And I'm going to be walking down towards the coccyx. So this is the bottom of the sacrum here on either side of the cornu, and then inside is the hiatus, and then just inferior to that is the coccyx. So Gluteus Maximus has an attachment to this coccyx via the sacro-tuberous ligament, which I'm going to be palpating next. The sacro-tuberous ligament is coming off the lateral and inferior part of the sacrum, and it secondarily attaches to the ischial tuberosity right in here, kind of the bottom or upper part of his thigh where the hamstrings attach. So our ligament is going to be running on a diagonal. So if you move off the corner of the sacrum and you start working your way down towards ischial tuberosity, you will find a fairly obvious ropey band. This is the sacro-tuberous ligament. I'm going to be using two hands just to try and show you the entire attachments of it. So all along the whole sacrum, iliac crest, and down to the sacro-tuberous ligament. As you can see, this muscle is quite large. So it actually gets split oftentimes into an upper and a lower section, which are going to have different actions. We're going to be firing this muscle off. So I'm actually just going to reach down and grab my partner's leg here. And I'm going to ask for them to lift it up towards the ceiling and just hold it up in the air and then bring it back down. So this is extension at the acetabulo-femoral joint. Plus I'm going to add in just a little bit of a lateral rotation and have them do it again and hold their leg up in the air. Okay, so you can easily outline the muscle as you're having them perform this action and follow it towards its insertion point. We're going to bring the leg back down. So the upper portions of Gluteus Maximus are responsible also for helping with abduction, and the lower portion of it is also going to be an adductor, adduction. And as I said before, the whole muscle is going to be doing extension. So I'm going to be following it towards its insertion point. I'm going to first start to landmark and look for what is known as the greater trochanter of the femur, which I found here. I'm going on to the posterior aspect of this greater trochanter, and then I'm going to move inferior and slightly medial onto the gluteal tuberosity. So believe I'm on the gluteal tuberosity right now. I'm going to again ask him to just start to lift his leg up. Perfect. And back down. And this is right where Gluteus Maximus is going into bone. That gluteal tuberosity is a kind of a continuation of the linea aspera of the posterior femur. And then the secondary attachment that it has is along the outside in a soft tissue attachment, which is known as the iliotibial band. So over top of vastus lateralis. Again, if he was to lift up his leg and hold it in the air, you can definitely feel a tightening of the iliotibial band. And you can even see it right down in this area, right in here where I'm pushing. You can see the iliotibial band is tight, and that's why you're getting that effect as I'm pushing on it. Okay, and you can lower his leg. All right, that is concluding our palpation of Gluteus Maximus.